Chautauqua. It's a magical word, and it is magic, and it's a gift to the whole family. And it's time to think about Chautauqua again, and they are celebrating their 19th year, and we can all go, and we can enjoy and learn. It's Caroline, bless you. Caroline McIntyre, one of my favorite people, and you are Chautauqua.
Oh no. Chautauqua's made of many, 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 many people.
Well, you are the administrator, and this year you're appearing in one of the productions.
I just happen to have been around for the last 19 years, too.
Well, it's beautiful, and it's there for all of us, with our children. It's an educational opportunity, as well as a time to just enjoy.
And it's something that exists in Greenville, Spartanburg, and Asheville, but it doesn't exist anyplace else in the world. We are the largest independent Chautauqua in the world. The
That's
festival
amazing.
we have has larger participation, more shows than any place else in the country. So it's a really little gem of Greenville's that goes also to Spartanburg and Asheville.
And they're celebrating 19 years, and it is free.
Yes.
And it is open to the public.
And our whole theory is that history should be exciting, that the stories that we tell about ourselves are the stories that help us become what we are in the future, that we are not just a performance, we're a chance to step back into living history, to make sure that we can talk to people from the past and have conversation and learn about ourselves.
Well, each year you choose what I consider famous people.
Yes, we look for the best national historical interpreters that perform as historical characters, that are capable of speaking in the characters' words, knowing all the history, and being able to answer any question that anybody in the audience wants to ask. A little kid can ask, do you have a dog? And Abraham Lincoln better know whether he had a dog or a cat. But knowing that will tell you something an awful lot about our presidents. So any question is fair game, and the person has to answer in time in the language of the person, and it's just lots of fun.
Now, these are all free and open to the public, and it is beginning when? It's coming
It starts June 16th through the 25th, 10 straight days, over 30 free shows all across Greenville, in Spartanburg, and in Asheville. We even go down to Pelzer. We have a show in Pelzer. So there are different places during the day and in the evening. In the evening, most of our shows are outdoors, under a tent, or out in Falls Park, Trailblazer Park, so the whole family can enjoy a summer evening and sit back and listen to history. But during the daytime, we believe in air conditioning. So we have air-conditioned theaters for people during the daytime. We go to the Kroc Center, Center Stage, Greenville Tech Auditorium, Phyllis Wheatley, and the Yonts Center. And Pelzer, the Pelzer Theater down at Pelzer.
This goes on for 10 days.
Yes.
And you can just make your plans to participate and bring your children. This is the thing I think is important. There's a chance to ask questions, and you know, it's a family kind of thing to me. Nobody has to sit there and not make a noise, and kids can raise their hand and ask Abraham Lincoln a question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why most of the evening shows are outdoors, so that if you bring a family, you can bring a picnic, you can bring the table and sit there and have a little picnic and then go to the show. And yes, you're free to be able to get up and walk around. We usually have music in the evening too, and to start the show off, so it's a very festive kind of thing.
And this has been going on now. Every year it gets bigger. And 19 years.
Yes, yes.
And this year, some of the people that you are presenting,
well, we have 5 different characters.
All right.
So of the 30 shows, each character does a different show 6 times.
All right.
So we have, our theme this year is the power of words, because we wanted to talk about how it is words that separate us from our brother and sister animals.
Of course.
It is our ability to speak and to recall and to think, that we use words to recall our past, words to define our present, and it is words in which we dream our future. And so each of these characters are people that have used words so well that they're ingrained in our American psyche. The first we start off is with Abraham Lincoln. And he is the one who redefines democracy. Yeah. His presidency, the Civil War, this whole period of time, we were lucky to have a wordsmith in power that analyzed every single word he used so he could unify a country around a concept of democracy and go forward from it. He was a brilliant man.
And you can talk, maybe there'll be somebody who can talk about his childhood and where he came from and to paint the picture of him as a man.
Oh, yes. We think of Lincoln as the little boy in the log cabin that didn't have any books, and he wrote on the shovel. He's uneducated, and Lincoln plays himself as a country bumpkin who tells stories and whatever. The man is brilliant. Yeah. He had one book in his cabin. That book was the Bible. And he read it, every single word. He got the cadence, the poetry. He learned his use of language from reading the Bible. And then he read law. And he kept all of those words and phrases up in his hat. Yeah. And when it came time to write a speech, he did not write it on the back of an envelope. He wrote it and rewrote it and rewrote it because he knew the nation was needing to listen to the words that would unify them. So it's a brilliant story, and he will talk about crafting those words and crafting his speeches, and we will talk about how it affected us. Yeah. But he's only one of 5.
Okay, so now, well, let's see, who else you have?
Maya Angelou, the great poet that read poetry at the presidential election. She is from North Carolina. She's a Southern girl, born in Stamps, Arkansas. When she was a child, she read every single book in the Stamps library, both the black library and the white library. She writes incredibly well. She's written over 20 books. Her poetry just really reaches us. It is a commissioned performance. No one else has ever performed as Maya Angelou as a historical interpreter. So Becky Stone from Fairfield, North Carolina said, well, I'm 6 foot tall, so just like Maya was, so I guess maybe that will help a little bit. So it will be a brilliant performance.
Oh, that's beautiful. So these people are all coming from other places to portray.
Yes. For example, Cesar Chavez, the great social justice marcher, protester, got America not to eat lettuce, the whole country, and to support his farm workers. He is the performer that does him is coming from Los Angeles. His name is Fred Blanco. He's performed the stories of Cesar Chavez for 20 years. He is a brilliant performer, a very powerful, very spiritual message that comes from, again, Chavez left school in 7th grade to get his mother out of the fields, but he read Gandhi, he read Martin Luther King.
See the inspiration from these people.
These are readers. These are people that read and read and read and used those words to get the nation to listen to them. Yeah.
Okay, so now you've got.
Walter Cronkite.
Oh, don't leave Walter out.
Again, this is a commissioned performance. Walter Cronkite has not been done on the historical interpreter stage. Larry Bounds, who teaches AP English and broadcast journalism at Wade Hampton High School, said, okay, I'll take it on. I've been into broadcast journalism all my life. So he will be Walter Cronkite, and we'll go back to the days when Cronkite was on a show called You Are There, and he would do historical things from the past and do them as a news journal. And he also, of course, was a pivotal person of an icon of integrity of news journalism, which is so much in the news today. So he will be a brilliant person to talk to.
So all of these people will be presented in real life. I mean, it's just like being with them.
Yes, you will talk to Walter Cronkite, and you can ask him about Vietnam. You can ask him about World War II, depending on which war we're in. And you can talk about the space race, and you can talk about Lincoln's disgrace and LBJ's leaving office. Or you can just talk about news and race cars.
And then you also have Rachel Carson.
Rachel Carson, one of my favorites, because I'm performing.
You're going to feed Rachel Carson.
When I was I was a high school teacher of history, and in order not to teach ninth graders, I volunteered to teach a senior class in sociology.
Okay.
With only 2 classes in sociology. And I had to teach a unit on ecology, and this is 1968. And the only book I could find on ecology was Rachel Carson's Silent Spring. Okay. And so that was the book I used as my text. And Rachel Carson has been a hero of mine ever since.
So you get to portray her.
This is my hero. This is Lois Lane, Mother Teresa, and all rolled into one. And she was my first hero, so I get to portray her on stage.
Well, I know that you have a big following, and this has been going on for 19 years, and every year it gets bigger and better, and it's free, and you can bring the family, you can bring your children, and it's not some staid thing. I was there when the kids would be kind of running around, and it wasn't what you'd call a perfect theater setting, but families came, and it was wonderful.
And I bet, Peggy, there are people in your audience that have never come to Chautauqua. And I urge you, it's the 16th through the 25th.
Of June.
In June, coming up. It can only be seen here. You will find that you will go home and you will talk about this. This is why we encourage parents and grandparents to bring their kids, because the kids will ask you questions. We once had Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
And a mother called me up 2 weeks later, and she said, I have a complaint. I took my 8-year-old to Einstein, and he's been talking physics with me for 2 weeks. I don't know any more physics. Can you make him shut up? Especially children that come with their parents.
It's a great learning experience.
They know more in many ways than the parents do, so it's great.
Yeah, so everybody's invited. The power of words. And, of course, I'm a lover of Abraham Lincoln. And I think this is going to be inspiration for all of us, regardless of your age or whatever. It's a time to enjoy getting out. Summertime. Enjoy it. It's free.
And you're part of the show. You get to ask questions, you get to be on stage, and you can ask tough questions, you can ask easy questions, but it's all about the audience. It's all about what the audience wants to know from these characters from the
all
past.
of these famous people will be presented. Maya Angelou, Chavez, Rachel Carson, Abraham Lincoln,
Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, you can't beat that. And it's a chance that it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, you can go in the evening and take the family. Tell me once again where and when this will be.
Well, there are 5 shows, so you can catch all of the shows on either of 2 weekends.
Yeah.
So if you go away for 1 weekend, it's okay. You're not going to miss anything. If you can't do them on the weekends, you can also do them during the week, either during the daytime or in the evening. So if you work shifts, you work the night shift, you can go to a day show. If you work a day show, you can come in the evening. We even have morning coffees. Each of the performers has, we go to the Upcountry History Museum, and the performers come, and we can talk to them one-on-one as human beings, just about whatever you feel like it, and they're lots of fun.
Well, I urge everybody to think about Chautauqua, and it is 19 years that this has been going on, and it's something that it's a joy, and it's something you can do without big planning and spending a lot of money and paying a hotel bill. It's right here.
And besides, our telephone number will be on your screen, and you'll get me. I'll answer the phone, and I'll tell you all about it. 244-1499,
and of course that's 864. And I'll keep the information here if you didn't get it. But I urge people to go as a family and take advantage of something like this, because it's a powerful evening. Mm-hmm. It really is,
and it's fun. More important, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to learn things. Now, it's fun to talk about things that happened and discuss it.
It's all done at Greenville Tech?
Greenville Tech has many of the shows.
All right.
All the evening shows, the
that's
tent
where I've
shows.
come.
Yeah. But we also, during the day, to go to various places.
All
We're
right.
down at the Yonce Center in Fountain Inn. So if you want to go something in your community, you can go to the Walter Cronkite Show in Fountain Inn. If you're down in Pelzer, you can go to see Lincoln there. If you want to go to Center Stage, because that's where you love seeing things, you can see Cesar Chavez on the stage in Center Stage. So you have a lot of choices. There are 6 different shows. There are 5 shows. Each have 6 different ways of seeing them. So whatever suits your pleasure.
Oh, and you have a wealth of volunteers that do this.
Yeah, we could not do this without volunteers. It costs a lot to put on a free show. So we raise money and we ask the community to help. There are 191 volunteer slots that have to be filled for this festival. 191 people show up without being paid because they love history in Chautauqua and do whatever we ask them to, and they're marvelous.
Well, I wanted everybody to know about it, and I urge you, take your family, go to Chautauqua, have a wonderful evening, and it's a free event that is a blessing to our upstate. It really is, and you're one of the big blessings. So I appreciate it. Carolyn McIntyre, I appreciate that you came, and I'll keep the information here. Put it on your calendar. Make it a successful time to be with your family and do something special, right?
Right.
So wherever you are, we wish you joy. And if you have children at home, read to them. They'll remember that when they're grown. We'll see you next time.